Hey there. Okay, hello. How are you? It is Monday, second Monday in August, unbelievably. And it's been a little bit since I've been on here because I've been moving. The past couple of weeks, I've been packing up where I lived, bringing stuff over, moved last week, and now I'm unpacking. So I feel like I've missed you, but I wanted to get back to our routine and talk about some Monday mindset to get the week off on a right foot. So, as I was unpacking stuff, I came across some old pictures, and some of them were from when I played basketball. So, when I was a kid, I played basketball all through high school. And one of the first things that you learn when you're learning basketball is how to pivot, right? So it's a super important fundamental skill for basketball is that you learn how to pivot so that you keep one foot planted because the rules say you can't take two steps. That's called a travel, right? So you have to keep one foot planted, and then you can take your other foot and pivot. And the goal is to keep protecting the ball. So if somebody defenders over there, you pivot this way. Over here, you pivot that way. So you can keep changing direction, keeping that one foot planted so that you don't break the rules and get a turnover called on you. So I thought about that when I was looking at the pictures and how in life the same thing applies, right? The same thing applies as a fundamental foundational skill is being really good at pivoting, really good at changing direction when needed. And that anchor foot that you want to keep in place, same thing in life. You want to keep your foundation, your anchor, where your heart is, right? You want to keep that locked in and anchored, but you want to be able to pivot. So if you're just hopping on, that's what today's conversation is about. Let me know if you're here listening. This is streaming in multiple places, so I may not be able to see you, but let me know if you're streaming and or listening, and if you watch the replay later. So again, we're talking about some mindset to get your week started, and I think that being able to pivot in life, keeping your foundation where it needs to be, keeping your center where your heart speaks, right? Keeping your center grounded, but being able to pivot with whatever's coming at you. So when you're playing basketball, if you have those defenders coming at you, trying to get the ball out of your hands, you've got to keep moving, keep pivoting, keep changing it up so that they can't get their hands on the ball or knock it out of your hands. So in life, when you are grounded, but you keep pivoting, what do I mean by that? I think for me, that means the ability to not be stuck with 2 feet, right? So you want to stay grounded. You want to have that centering of your core self, your heart. That's the one foot. But you want to have the flexibility to allow yourself in your choices and where you go in your life to respond to what's happening around you. If we get really set with 2 feet, then we don't have a lot of options, right? Then we can't really, then all we can do is move our hands, but we can't move our body direction in terms of basketball. So if you get really stuck with 2 feet, then it's going to be much harder to handle what's coming your way. The other thing is, besides giving you that flexibility, is you actually open up different avenues. So again, back to my basketball analogy, when you're pivoting, you're going to see your teammates in different angles on the floor. You're going to see somebody over there. Maybe you can give them a chest pass. Maybe there's somebody else over there. Maybe you can do a bounce pass so they can go in for a layup, right? You're going to see different possibilities and different opportunities by changing where you're at. When you don't have that, when you have both feet grounded and you can really only see a much more limited range, you're not going to see the opportunities. You're not going to see who might be coming this way and is open, where a good shot from another teammate is over there. You're not going to see in your life the opportunities that are coming your way. So think about the rules that you have in your life. Think about where you feel really rigid. It's got to be this. It's got to look like this. Oh, I can't do that because, right? What are your rules and how are they keeping you really locked in place? And how are they stopping you from seeing the possibilities, from seeing who you might pass the ball to, from seeing where you could get around your defender? I don't know if you play basketball. If you don't, this might not be the best analogy for you, but if you do, or you understand it at all, hopefully that analogy is working. So I would love to hear if you are, again, watching now or on the replay. And I like to keep these short and sweet, right? Because I know we're all busy. So I'm just popping in. This is for you to think about this week to really shift your mindset. Where am I rigid? Where do I have myself planted and it's stopping me from seeing what other opportunities I could take action on? Where is that? And then the next, to my mind, obvious question is why? Why do you have both feet there? Why are you letting yourself be stopped in that way? What are you telling yourself about picking a foot up and moving in a different direction? Okay. So if something comes to mind and you can share it, I would love to read it and maybe we can interact about that a little bit. And now that I've moved and I'm not quite set up, it really has just been a couple of days here. I've got a lot of unpacking to do, but my intention is to get back onto a regular schedule and to pop in here and see what else we can talk about. So if there are things around your life feeling stuck, feeling like you are locked in place, feeling like the past has really got you by the throat, feeling like you have things in your life that you can't shift. Maybe it's health issues, body pain. Maybe it's relationships that keep going the same way. Maybe it's your finances. And the reason why I can speak to all of those is because they all have the same core issue. They really do. And if that's a new conversation for you, it might be like, what health is health, relationships are relationships, success, finances, those are three different areas. There are three different areas of your life, but how they are going is very much related. And some people are doing really great in one area and the other areas are really hurting. Some people have sort of the same level of success in all areas, and some have nothing going well, right? All of those areas are really taking a hit. So whatever that is for you, let me know, pop a comment in. Start your week off thinking about flexibility, thinking about pivoting. In my life, last summer, I moved, speaking of moving, we sold the house that we had been in for 20 years, the house that I raised my children in. And it was one of those, my marriage was over. My daughter had passed a few years ago. My son is grown and in college, and I'm in this big house. It was a pretty big house, 4 levels, tons of stuff from 20 years. And here's the real estate market is great in terms of selling, right? So it was like I had not been thinking about selling, and all of a sudden, boom, power of the pivot. Let me make a decision. Let me go in a different direction. I think it's time for me to shift, get this house on the market, downsize, and create a new start. And that's what I did. And I lived somewhere else for a year. And that was really because I have 2 dogs and I needed to find a place where I could go with the dogs quickly because I wanted the house to sell. So now I just moved again and like pivoted again. Okay. That wasn't the place where we wanted to stay long term. So look in your life. When do you need to pivot? When have things shown up? And how has that been for you? Has it been really difficult? Or do you like step into it? Okay, great. What do I need to do? Let me see what's going to show up. Okay, so I'm going to look forward to your comments. If you are watching the replay, go ahead and start at the beginning and let me know how that lands for you. Okay, but have a great week, and I will see you again this week as we get back on our almost daily live schedules. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.